Once again, I am Gabor Alyosha Bey coming to you, Morris American National. Once again, I got the document. Public notice. I got the public notice. The traffic detain, stop, unlawful notice. Okay, once again, part two. It ain't coming from me. Let me prove that to you people, NBCs, and I'm not speaking on news channel. I'm speaking on niggas, colors, black. Let me prove to you people, family, that you is not identified by what you think you identified by. We already read this. We already know it's non-federal identification documents. That's just a preferred treatment. They prefer you to have it. They prefer you to have what they ask for because it keeps you in their jurisdiction. As long as you present that, they already know you was a U.S. citizen. You was a slave. Okay? I used to be that. I've been there for many years. I never knew. I've been getting molested for so many years. Now, I got the wisdom to know who I am. Know thyself. And here we go. Pacific parentage. Obviously, a birth certificate is not intended to actually identify the person who claimed such a document pertains to him. Birth certificate. You think the birth certificate belongs to you? Well, you see it right here. You see it right here. You see a person who claims such a document pertains to him. My birth certificate, my driver's license, my social security card. It got capital letters on it, boss. It's not you. It is the dead corpse. Let me show you. Driver's license. Just letting you know. I'm going to just get down to the nitty gritty. It was not intended to establish one identity because of the absence of a better document. Do you see that? Do you see that? In the absence of a nationality card. It tells you right here. It's coming from their office. It ain't coming from Dino, baby. It's coming from their office. Understand that, family. It's coming from their office. It's not coming from, it's not my opinion. It's not my opinion. You see what it say right there? Driver's license. It tells you right there, it was not intended to establish one identity because of the absence of a better document. Nationality card, allodial card. Understand what I'm saying? I'm not just talking. I know what I'm saying, and I can prove it to you. Prove it to me that it is what they saying it is, because I'm showing you what it really is from their office. Personal identification card is defined as 18 USC 28 D4 to mean an identification document issued by a state or local government solely for the purpose of identification. Now, who is the government? You got to understand what government is. Government is a set of people with likewise minds. So they just the de facto government. It's not the de jure government. Understand that. Don't get it twisted. They is the de facto government. They're a corporation. Now here go the document here. We're going to go through it right quick. This is a prima facie document. This is what you present. If you get arrested, you give this to the policy enforcer. Because if you think he's above the law, this is what you give him. Understand that. This is what you give him. Let's go into it. Oh, man. As you see, I am a man, Morris American National, non-domestic male, and you see I don't put the care of nothing because I'm giving it to these guys. The only thing they probably can get is my appellation. You know, when I give it to them, they'll know I have an appellation. So that's already letting them know that Gabor Alyosha Bey is a national, a Morris American National, a man. Understand that. Law enforcement, we already read the ethics codes, we already read to honor and uphold the Constitution, we already read that. This is a stop, detain, lawful notice, affidavits of truth. Dear all acting as police officer, code enforcement officer, government agent, sheriff, law enforcement officer, or peace officer, please take notice of this affidavit below before you presume contract jurisdiction. So when they're asking you for all your credentials and you give it to them, this is what they're getting. They're getting jurisdiction over you. A driver's license, when you present it to the police without a proper cause, and every time you get pulled, 9 out of 10 times, it's not a crime. Traffic infraction is not a crime. So you is being molested. As soon as the police turn his lights on, you is being molested. And I'm going to prove it to you that you're being molested. Just in case you don't understand. When you give them your driver's license, well, here you go. They presume contract jurisdiction. Okay? So you give it to them, they got jurisdiction from there. They already know who you is. You one of their slaves. You're a U.S. citizen or consider a U.S. citizen or consider subject to the United States. An attempt to engage this common law, private Morris American, into statutory law, i.e. public policies enforcement. The Morris American traveler honorably and passively presenting this knowledge to you is doing so in an attempt to protect you from yourself. Okay, so when you give it to an officer, you're protecting them. You're putting them on notice. You're letting them know, hey, bro, God said, let me make man in his image. You is in God's image as well as me. But with a uniform on, I am the man. Because you is acting in a professional capacity. That's why you is not, at that time, you is not considered a man. You considered a public servant. Now, if you take that uniform off, then you is considered a man. But at that time, I am the man. So I am above you. Understand that. God said, let me make man in his image. We all is in the image of God. So God's law. Understand that. That's why it goes hand in hand. Bible and Constitution goes hand in hand. Understand that, family. Okay? I have a great deal of respect for the public service you are committing to. I have a great respect for the public service you are committing to, and understand how difficult it is to seek out and promote and prosecute criminals. However, this document is presented at a traffic stop or a detain stop, etc. And therefore it is a mandatory part of the official record of any assumed action and must be introduced as prima facie discovery evidence in said action. Understand that. Understand that, family. Prima facie. You see it right there. You see it. Prima facie evidence. Okay? You see it right there. And it will note that willfully suppress. It will be noted that willful suppression of evidence is a felony. So if they choose to throw it out the window, ball it up, or don't present it into this action, it's a felony, gentlemen. You see it. Any cause of action will result in a lawsuit under USC Title 18, Title 28, and Title 42. And it's more violations than that, but we're just giving you the one of the top threes at this time. This notice has been submitted upon demand of a driver's license, registration, proof of insurance, or any other state issue, privilege, permitted, or license of which none of these statutes this Moorish American traveler is liable or contracted to. Understand that, family? And I'm going to just drop it down for you so you can see what's going on here. Oh man, this notice has been submitted or demand upon proof. So you see it right here, family. It's telling you right here. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled the unalienable right to travel is a part of the liberty of which the American national cannot be deprived. You see it right there, family. You see it right there. You see it right there. Prima facie evidence. Prima facie evidence. You see it for yourself. I'm bringing you the proof. This is Gabor. I'm bringing you the proof. It's not my opinion. I'm just giving you the law. I'm just showing you the truth. This is what I carry. Just in case I have a run-in with these above the law kind of guys. I just present this notice and give it to them. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. I'm going to give it to you like this. American national cannot be deprived without, as you see it on top, without due process. For all y'all don't know, due process. They have to give me notice when they pull you over. When they pull you over, gentlemen, they have to give you notice. That's what without due process is. You have to have notice. And we're going to go in and then you're going to understand. Without due process of the law under the Fifth Amendment, C. Kent and Dooley's 355 case law, please be informed that this traveler is a aboriginal, indigenous on the American continent. First class private Morris American is not a second class public federal U.S. citizen. And such has served your administrative lawful public notice of the national status in the community. Understand it? You understand that? As such has served your administrative agency lawful public notice of his national status in the community. Okay? And then I let them know if they want to know. And if they want to know, this certified lawful notice of his affidavits of truth was recorded with the, this is where I record my public notice, gentlemen. You know, you go down to the D's, the place, they see this kind of stuff, they try to give you a hard time. So it's 100 ways to skin a cat. Understand that. Let's move on. As a Moorish American inhabitant domicile on the land of North America continent, this national American has constitutional protection. All right. So I'm letting them know in this prima facie evidence that I have constitutional protection. Just like if you have this notice, you have this document, you'll be letting them know that you have constitutional protection. All that, I ain't rolling my window down, this and that. They don't supposed to do none of that stuff. It's a violation. You have to follow up on the suit. That's aggravated assault, you know, as they injured you. As a Moorish American, once again, as a Moorish American inhabitant domicile on the land of North America continent, national American has constitutional protection. The most important constitutional protection being the Fifth Amendment rights to remain silent. The most important constitutional protection being the Fifth Amendment. Once again, the Fifth Amendment. Look it up. Look it up. Due process. Without due process. That's a violation of the Sixth Amendment. Look it up. Look it up. You guys should already know. The Morris people, study, study, study. You should already know. Do not take offense or be assault because I choose to plead the Fifth, to remain silent, and not be compelled to cooperate with your verbal interrogation. They love to interrogate you. They don't understand. God made man equal. So there's equal to you. There's no man above you. Understand that, family. That is the word. The Fifth Amendment provides that no person shall be compelled in any criminal case. The Fifth Amendment, to be a witness against himself in a criminal prosecution, but also privileged him not to answer official questions, but official questions put to him in any other proceeding, civil or criminal, formal or informal, where the answers might incriminate him in future criminal proceeding. Case law. As you see, it is a case law. Due to this Moorish American past naivety with statutory law, because in the past I didn't know, so they used to hit me with statutory law. This traveler has since learned. You see, now I learn. Before I didn't know that one cannot listen oneself into trouble. This traveler now realized it is a public official attempt to lure one into a verbal, then written contract. So verbally, when you say it out your mouth, you contract with them instead of a written contract. This one here is a written contract. It's not a verbal contract. That's why you have the Fifth Amendment rights to remain silent, because this is not a verbal contract. This is a written contract. Okay? It's a notice. So you're giving them notice. You're setting them up because you already know he want to be a hot boy. You're setting them up. They don't understand this when you set them up. You set them up, man. That's what we the land of the milk and honey, man. This is the land of the milk and honey, man. This is what we do. Set them up, man. It's all about to set them up. We know how to play the chess game. I don't know how to play the real chess game, but I know how to play the chess game in the court. I know how to play the chess game on the side of the road. I know how to play the chess game with these public servants because they playing the chess game with you. So you got to know how to play the chess game. For those of y'all, understand it's not checkers, it's chess. This traveler does not willfully choose. Okay, my fault, I'm backing it up. Since learned that one cannot listen oneself into trouble, this traveler now realizes it is a public official attempt to lure one into verbal, then written contract, okay? Therefore, this traveler must inform you of his rights and not help you to coerce him into some status of which he is not liable to. Okay? Understand it. Family, this traveler does not willfully choose to consent to your offer to contract, nor to be compelled to attempt to incriminate himself by answering any questions and thereby entering into any sort of verbal agreement. Verbal agreement. Okay? My. That's a verbal agreement. Let me see your license. Oh, you want to see my license? Let me see your registration. You want to see my registration? Who car is this? This is my car. See, they just lower you into a verbal agreement just by you saying that. You got to understand what they playing a chess game. You got to understand what they playing. You understand? Unless you have a warrant for this Moorish American arrest, i.e. a valid sworn claim of liability, or have seen this Moorish American committing a felony, you have no probable cause to detain him. Unless you have a valid warrant supported by a sworn affidavit from a corpus delicti, which is an injured party, or you haven't seen me commit a felony, or he haven't seen me commit a felony, or he haven't seen you commit a felony, he has no probable cause to detain you. You understand? As he has the right to free travel. Because if I'm driving, I'm under their jurisdiction. I have a what? A right to travel. We have a right to travel. Understand that. And I know some of you people just saying, hey, I don't want to be holed up for 2 hours on the side of the road. I'd rather just give him my slave card, which is the driver's license, and say, hey, 2 minutes, I'm out of here. I understand that. I understand. That's how they like for us to think. They don't want us to throw this on them. They want us to think like that. You understand? If you